you? Say a little bit about yourself.
Hey there, girl. My name is Roscoe Jenkins Johnson-Smythe the Fourth, and I'm the lead singer of the R&B group Midnight Draws. Yeah, girl.
He sounds dangerous. All right, contestant number 2. Name it. A little bit about yourself.
How? Chief. Bigfoot because white man cut down tree and limb fall on my foot.
He sounds like he's rich and owns a casino. Contestant number 3. Make it a little bit about yourself.
Hello, my name is Sergeant Arlington Merriweather. And when I came back from Vietnam, I knew no more that day than I did when I left that God didn't exist.
He sounds suicidal. Since you introduced yourself, the contestants introduce themselves. It's time to ask a few questions. How it's going to go is you call out one question at a time and ask contestant number 1, another question, so on and so forth. So first question for contestant number 1.
Do you live with your mother?
Girl, what kind of question is that for the lead singer of Midnight Draws? Yes. but let me explain something to you. It's not just me and my mother. My whole band lives in the basement. And as soon as our demo drops, it's gonna be off the hook. And girl, I wanna get a place with you and the rest of my bandmates.
That was awesome. A question for our contestant, bachelor number 2.
Do you use lotion or do you dry dye it?
No, you may not answer a question. Your kind has taken many questions for us.
My kind?
How? How do you do it? Do you stroke up and down or sideways? That is the question. For white man has taken many things from me. My dignity, my women, my lotion. Jerking off to Jenkins is no fun, but it gets the job done.
I'm confused.
So dry though.
I'm confused what kind of Indian you are.
Navajo. Never ask a hoe a question, bitch.
I would like a Slurpee.
That was racist. Okay. A question for bachelor number 3.
Who is your favorite X-Man?
Put your hands down.
Morgan, I don't know anything about X-Man. I can tell you about ex-women and ex-children that I saw burned in a field in Hanoi. Parades dropped down from a helicopter. Killed a whole field of people just for being there. That day I cried out for God, Morgan. I cried out for him. Another thing I heard was more blood and more cries. Water. It's very nice to meet you.
Oh my Jesus. Oh my God, that was bad. Thank goodness we have no Vietnam vets here tonight. All right. Another question for bachelor number 1.
So, what's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear? That would be to insinuate that the lead singer of Midnight Draws has fears. Has a biggest fear. And I got a lot of big fears. Spiders, the Dallas Cowboys, getting my arm stuck in the hole when I go to get my golf ball out at mini golf. Girl, you don't want to be knowing that. You don't want inside here. You ain't gonna like what you find. And snowblowers.
All right, another question for bachelor number 2.
What is your first memory?
Even though the white devil hugs me, he gives me smallpox.
Bitch, I'm Italian.
It's gonna be alright when moving over valley.
My
That was
God.
first memory.
My God. One more question for bachelor number 3, please.
How do you landscape the nether region?
Calm yourself.
1968. I saw several regions in Thailand, Korea. There was just one Korea back then. You know how they escaped a napalm. A fire that doesn't burn. Or it always burns, then they can put it out. In the souls of the dying and dead. Those who are just alive for just mere seconds. Breathe their last breath. Everything was in another region. When we left, everything was in another region. All of it. And as I flew away in my chopper, I knew I'd never be the same. By the way, you look very pretty tonight.
All right. Maybe I could. I wish I could remember the disclaimer so I could state it right now. Oh my goodness. So this is the last round. The last round is no, open that question. I want you to put the question back in your pocket. I want to shake it around, shake it around, shake it around. Hustle. All right, you find one?
That sounds like Encino. You racist.
I spent a lot of time in Arizona. All right. This question is going to be for all 3 of the bachelors. All 3 of you. State it out loud. State it.
Can I see your titties?
Bachelor number 1, can't you see your titties?
How'd you find out about that? That album isn't supposed to drop until next week. You pirated? You use LimeWire? You use something like that? How'd you get it?
How?
Alright, I guess you already know about it. I'm gonna give you a little sample then. Girl, I'm looking at you. You're looking back at me from above and below.
How?
Bitch, I will cut you.
I will Cherokee your car.
You can't write stuff that funny. That's why we use scripts. All right. Bachelor number 2. Can Morgan please see your titties? I'm gonna ask you like that.
If the moon spirit and the wind spirit came together, these would come out.
Ew.
Yes, I would say ill too. if I was a white man.
I said, woo! Not ooh. There's a difference.
How?
I'll explain how.
Anyway, I'm afraid to ask. Question number 3. The more you see your titties.
Since I came back from the war, had so many demons. I held a job, the demons were still there. I got married, had kids, the demons were still there. Well, now I'm all alone. The only thing that comforts me is a bottle of whiskey and knowing that my handgun is just mere feet away. When I'm under the influence of alcohol and my pain is gone, sometimes I've been known to remove this old camouflage jacket and expose my bosom to the world. Since you're so kind enough to ask, after you pick me up from my psychiatrist appointment, I think I'll show you maybe some side boob.
I see. Spirit does attack white men when he burns down trees.
Alright, that was so scary. Alright, see now you get this really cool thing now, you can pick one of them, but you can't pick me, I'm sorry. I know you want to, but you have to pick one of the 3. But I want to, before I know who you really want to date, I want to know who you really don't want to date. You're not hurting anyone's feelings.
I'm gonna go with them. I just,
Number 1,
yeah.
Midnight Draw's lead singer. Number 1, she does not want anything to do with you, I'm sorry, sir.
That's all right. That'd be good. How you doing, boo?
Already found himself a man. I told her she could get up off her feet, she could find herself a man. Alright. It's between the last 2. Number 2 and number 3. What's the last 2 numbers in this correlation? Anyway, who is it going to be? Is it going to be number 1 or number 2? But before you say that, who would you come here with tonight? To friends tonight? You came with friends tonight? Who do you think it should be? Friend number 1?
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Contestant number 3.
Contestant number 3. Your friends say contestant number 3. If you like a man with a lot of stories and a lot of problems. I'm going to try contestant number 3. So what I need to hear from you. Who are you going to go for? Who are you going to go for?
Well, I too was once in the war. My friends know me well. I'm gonna go with number 3.
Contestant number 3 wins, everyone!
You saved me from suicide for yet 6 more weeks.